Cameos and references from outside sources are common enough now that once you start putting crossover IPs into any game with a storefront, the natural step forward is to develop entire games around this premise. This has gone remarkably well for some titles, including the biggest game in the world, as I would say that Fortnite is less known for the game itself at this point, and more so popular for being the game where Naruto Uzumaki can shoot Peter Griffin with an Uzi Maki. Even a personal favorite of mine, Super Smash Bros., generally gets more hype put back into the game as soon as a character is announced that gamers have been convulsing about for a while. The key for both of those games, however, is that if you remove all those tasty crossovers from it, the game itself is still thoroughly enjoyable with deep mechanics that you can still have a good time with. So what happens when a new game comes out that's built on capitalizing on this idea? Multiversus is a fighting game built on the premise of a crossover involving characters owned by Warner Brothers, which is a lot, including Batman.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
After a beta release that we will talk about later, Multiversus Mania took over and had a meteoric rise to the most played fighting game in the history of Steam. As quickly as it hit the top, it plummeted to the bottom. And once at the bottom, the open beta faded away. And while the future of it is uncertain until the 28th when the game is resurrected, let's look at what landed it at the bottom of the ocean and what lessons the wide world of video games can learn from it. So, hide your wallets, or maybe not, because this game is free.
Hi, I'm Tony, the game director and co-founder here at Player First Games. We're here today to give you a first look at our new game, Multiversus. 2 years ago, we had a question. Can we create a platform fighter that embodies everything we love about the genre, removes the pain points, and brings in some new ideas? Multiversus emphasizes teamwork and social play with an ever-expanding, diverse cast of characters that you know and love. This is our take on the competitive platform fighter.
With those words, outlets started picking up on the game and the internet was set ablaze with excitement for a new platform fighter. But it didn't really take off and hit a fever pitch of hype until the cinematic trailer. At this point, gamers' minds across the world were set ablaze with the expectations of what could be, especially since it was owned by such a big company. Given the most recent Smash game was late in its life cycle at the time of its announcement, which is no mistake, but I think the lack of competition in the space was less important than diving headfirst into memes. And I'm not joking. Around the time that Multiversus was announced, Shaggy Rogers was at the peak of his ascendancy to a superpowered meme king. Equating our favorite stoner to an ultra-powerful anime tropes like Dragon Ball Z. Instead of shying away in interest of preserving the character, Player First Games fully embraced them. Unironically, I think that that's a major reason why the game skyrocketed to the top of the Steam charts. And the proof is in Multiverse's use of Ultra Instinct Shaggy in early game advertising and marketing material for it. So, whether or not the game can retain its viral status remains to be seen. But we do know that this has happened before, and most of us know where that ended up. And so, when this game is re-released, it'll be interesting to see if it can retain what it once had. To that end, only time will tell where it ends up. But I plan on giving this video an update as to what is going to happen within the next couple of weeks. And I also want to dive deep into that open beta period, turning this into a sort of living video essay as we go along, and expanding on some thoughts I had here. So if you guys like that idea, like and subscribe, and there will be more parts to this.